Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome inside the First United Bank Center here on the home campus of West Texas A&M. I'm Lucas Kinsey. My broadcast partner, Kent Johnson, will join me shortly, and tonight we've got a great game for you as it's the Lady Buffs taking on the Aggies of Cameron. West Texas A&M coming in hot, winners of 4 straight games. The Lady Buffs, an overall record of 16 wins and 9 losses, 9-2 in conference play. Meanwhile, Cameron is 13-8 overall. Still a good record in conference, very good at 8-3, which is good for 5th in the conference. But Cameron last week stumbled a couple of times. They took on Texas A&M Commerce, lost that one close. Then they came back and defeated Eastern New Mexico in a very close game where they won by just 1 point. Then move on to Saturday when Lubbock Christian came to town, and LCU, they were a little angry after losing here to the Lady Buffs last Thursday. So LCU travels to Cameron and really took it to the Aggies. Cameron trailed the entire game, got down 23-7 at the start of the first quarter, and they lost ultimately in that one 75-49. So Cameron lost 2 of 3 last week. The Lady Buffs mentioned the 4-game win streak, and for West Texas A&M, 2 wins that they got last week, 55-48 win on Thursday over Lubbock Christian, and then a 75-51 win Saturday over Eastern New Mexico. Welcome in my broadcast partner, Kent Johnson. And Kent, the Lone Star Conference standings getting closer and closer. WT still at the top of the race right now, and that's much in part to the way this team has been playing. Great defense, but they've been getting production from so many different players. It's a different star every night, it seems. Great defense as well for WT.
Well, they've carried themselves throughout the season on defense. Some nights the shots haven't fallen, and they've just locked down defensively, but that's Jock Prosch's style of basketball.
Sure.
The nights that the baskets do go in, like this past Saturday, then it's a lot of fun because you're going to win by more. But you mentioned this LSC race. It is tight. Lady Buffs and Texas Woman's at the top of the chart. Of course, Texas Woman's defeated WT a couple weeks ago over in Denton. But once you get past the top 2, I mean, there's A&M Commerce with just 2 losses.
And they're ranked in the top 5 in the country.
And are towards the top. We haven't seen the regional rankings, but you know they're going to be towards the top. Then you've got Kingsville, this Cameron Aggie team, and Angelo State, who to me is the surprise.
Well,
they have really come on of late. They are hot. Just 3 losses. Lubbock Christian back there in 7th. At 10-4.
But that LCU team still has some very big wins nationally because of what they did pre-conference.
Well, I think what we're going to find when it comes South Central Region time is 5 or 6 Lone Star Conference teams and then 2 or 3 from the RMAC. And what you may find is that a team that may be 4th or 5th in the Lone Star Conference because of their strength of schedule could be 2nd or 3rd in the region. You know, the conference standings only seed for the conference tournament, and then the NABC poll is nothing more than a beauty contest. So, you know, there's no real criteria to that other than the coaches vote on who they think should be towards the top. But the NCAA regional rankings are analytical. There's a lot of numbers that go into them, and there's a lot of nail-biting when it comes time for those final rankings to come out.
You know, for West Texas A&M and Cameron, it's such an intriguing matchup tonight because Cameron has the top scoring offense in the conference and can really get hot. They shoot the ball well from the perimeter, have a lot of good guards, and they know how to score the ball. WT, we mentioned it, their defense. That's what they've been making bank on all season long. And so you get that tough defense against Cameron's offense. It's going to be important for the Lady Buffs to have a good start, just like Cameron wants to get off to a hot start offensively.
Well, Cameron plays, for lack of a better term, an international style of offense. They just circle the arc and shoot the 3 and shoot the 3. They'll play a post, but that post would just as soon come out and shoot the 3 as well. You mentioned scoring. The Aggies score 77 points a game. The Lady Buffs only allow 60. But I think what it may come down to, rebounding. The Lady Buffs averaging 43 rebounds a game. The Aggies just 35. That's a difference of 8. If the Lady Buffs get some of those on the offensive end, second chance points.
Yeah.
Could be good.
Well, we had a chance to visit with Lady Buff head coach Josh Prock and get his thoughts on this big matchup. Also, his thoughts on Valentine's Day. Fun questions with Coach Prock. Here's our interview with Coach before the game. All right, we are here at the First United Bank Center. Lady Buffs getting set to take on the Cameron Aggies. Joining us now is head coach Josh Prock. And Coach, one day after Valentine's Day, hopefully you had a good Valentine's Day yesterday. Candy. Are you a chocolate guy, a candy guy? What's your Valentine's candy go-to?
Oh, man. I've always been a Reese's Cup guy. Reese's, I love that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you put sugar in front of me, it's probably going to get
Be gone.
It's going to get consumed.
I think we have some extra Ghirardelli up at the broadcast booth, so you'll have to check that out. Give me 3 things that you love about this year's Lady Buff team.
Wow. Man. One, I love how these young ladies have been just open, I guess whatever the word would be there, to open to communication, open to coaching.
Okay.
You know, their willingness to learn.
Very coachable.
Very coachable kids. 2, just their attitudes have been phenomenal all year. These kids you could tell they've wanted to win. They want to do things right. So attitudes, coachability, and just I love the unity among this team. They really care for each other. They love each other, and that's shown in the way they play.
Yeah.
And so I love how that's kind of all come together.
Those things are translating to wins.
Right.
Yeah. Well, speaking of wins, last week the Lady Buffs had 2 very impressive wins. First, it was Lubbock Christian that the Lady Buffs defeated on Thursday. And then on Saturday, they knock off Eastern New Mexico. And in the 2 wins, Coach, you get a combined 59 points from your bench. It's been a lot of fun to see these players, their production, and how they've improved and their confidence. What does that do for your team when you're getting that kind of production off your bench?
Yeah, I mean, you want to be able to go to your bench and always, in a lot of ways, try to get better. If you're only getting production from your first 5, I mean, really those bench kids are just coming in to really spell you, to give you a couple breaths. But,
yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, these kids are coming in from whether it be Madison Castle on Thursday doing what she did, or Haley as well, and then Taylor comes in on Saturday and does a great job. So, I mean, you're right. We've had great production off our bench, and we're going to continue to need that the rest of the year.
It was announced last night, legendary head coach Bob Schneider is going to be inducted in the 2022 Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, which is just incredible. You look back at Coach Schneider's career, 25 years here at West Texas A&M. He was a high school coach first, a lot of wins, a total of over 1,000 wins. But he was 6 times the Lone Star Conference Coach of the Year, got the Lady Buffs to the Elite 8 multiple times. I know you have a lot of respect for him. Pretty cool for Bob Schneider.
Yeah, one of the first things I wanted to do here, Lucas, when we got back here, if you really think about the person behind building the Lady Buff tradition basketball, was Bob Schneider. I mean, he really started this whole thing. And, I mean, yes, they had won some games before that, but when you talk about what Lady Buff basketball is, I mean, it's hard not to start there with Bob Schneider.
Yeah.
This isn't, to me, overdue.
Yeah.
It should have been done a long time ago. But we definitely want to congratulate Coach Schneider. He's meant a lot to me and my program. He's been there to help us, give me advice, and so for that, I'm forever grateful. And it's great to kind of have him back in the fold a little bit too.
Yeah, congratulations again to Coach Schneider. We'll be looking forward to that. So we turn our attention to tonight's game. You take on the Cameron Aggies, who just a week and a half ago, they were up at the top. They were in first place in the conference standings. They had a tough week last week, lost to a couple of the top teams, and so now they're in 5th place. But Emma Andrews still has her team positioned, Coach, to where they want to get back to the NCAA tournament. They were there last year. This is a team that can definitely score the basketball. But give us your take tonight on the Cameron Aggies.
Yeah, it's one of the best offensive teams in our league. I mean, they can get as hot as anybody. They can score from all 3 levels. Where you're talking about 3-point mid-range in the post game. So we're going to have one of our better defensive efforts of the year to contain them. I mean, they got the leading scorer in the conference in Megan Hedge. I mean, like I said, she can score from all 3 levels as well. So it's going to be a big challenge tonight. Great team, but that's why you love to play late in the season. You want to play great opponents and, hopefully to continue up our streak.
The Lady Buffs are still tied at the top of the conference standings. So what do you tell your team? I mean, every game at this point, Coach, I mean, there's pressure with all of these games, but what's your message to the Lady Buffs tonight?
Right now, it's just been one day at a time, one at a time. I mean, because when you look at our schedule, it gets so jumbled. You have so many games coming up. When you start back with Lubbock Christian, you look at all the way to international, how many games in between. And I just told our girls, we're going to take this one at a time. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about yesterday. today is all that matters. Be where your feet are, take care of today, and then tomorrow worry about itself.
Okay, good luck tonight against Cameron, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, we've got the Lady Buffs and the Aggies right here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network after these messages.
Choosing the right countertops for your kitchen can be tricky. Nowadays, there are hundreds of colors, patterns, and textures and materials that range from natural to engineered stone. Marble Depot is here for you throughout every step of the process. And yes, we do have a lot of options that might make that decision a little harder, but we're also going to ask the right questions so that you get the most out of your investment. So come by our showroom and let us help create what you've been dreaming of.
For 90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center. We get ready for Cameron and West Texas A&M. First, the starting lineups for the Cameron Aggies, 13-8 overall record, 8-3 in Lone Star Conference play. Emma Andrews, head coach in her 6th season, 69 overall wins in her career at Cameron. They'll start number 3, a 5'10 sophomore guard, Stephanie Peterson, 14 points a game, 7 rebounds. She's out of Broomfield, Colorado. Number 4, Megan Hedge, one of the best guards in the Lone Star Conference. She's been doing it for a few years at a very high level. Where's number 4, Megan Hedge, a 5'7 junior from Melbourne, Australia, one of 4 players on the roster in Lawton, Oklahoma, who are from Melbourne, Australia. Number 10, Katie King. She's a 5'6 freshman from Hera, Oklahoma, 10 points a game, 4 rebounds for Katie. She's coming off of a game last week where she scored 18 points against Eastern New Mexico. Number 32, Carly Miller, 5'11 sophomore from Edmond, 3 points a game, 2 rebounds. And number 33, Whitney Uten, 6-foot junior. Uten from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 9 games this season in double figures. She scores 9 points a game and averages 5 rebounds. Again, this team, Cameron, leads the country in three-pointers made. They average just over 10 threes made per game. They're number 1 in the Lone Star Conference offensively, but they're toward the bottom defensively. They're number 14 in scoring defense. Now on the other side, let's meet the starters. For your Lady Buffs, West Texas A&M, overall record of 16 wins, 9 losses. They're 9-2 in LSC play. Josh Kroc, head coach in his first season. They'll start at guard, number 11, Zamri Roberts, 5'7 junior from Portales, New Mexico. Leads the team in scoring 12 points a game. 3 assists for Zam. Inside, number 21, Olivia Lewis, 6'2 senior from Los Lunas, New Mexico. 8 points, 8 rebounds a game, 52 blocks for Olivia. Number 23, Carly Machenbacher, 5'8 guard from Moorhead, Minnesota. The mighty Minnesotan. She's been doing it. Great job defensively the last several games. Tonight, she will have the assignment of guarding Megan Hedge, at least at the start of the game. Carly averages 10 points a game and gets 8 rebounds. Number 30, Lauren Taylor, 5'10 junior from Collierville, Tennessee. 8 points a game, 4 rebounds for Lauren. And inside, number 33, Jayla Burgess, 6'2 freshman from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Jayla had a great game last Saturday against Eastern New Mexico. 11 points, 8 rebounds. She was also a force in that win over LCU with 4 shot blocks. And that is becoming something that is a staple of this program, is that inside play defensively that make it so tough to score. Cameron is going to try to get you from the guard position, though. They're going to score from the three-point line and in transition. The officials for tonight's game, Corey Malone, Kelsey Curry, and Jason Smith. I'm Lucas Kinsey. Kent Johnson by my side. Thunder Vision, that's right. Thunder Vision Director Jamie Abbott. We hope everyone had a great Valentine's Day yesterday. And we love hoops, so that's what we're doing the night after. Lady Buffs start with the basketball first. And they want to go inside Taylor. Blocked the first time. Got it the second time.
Lauren Taylor, everybody up.
Lauren Taylor was posted down low, guarded by Stephanie Peterson. Peterson thought the ball was going to come up high. She moved up high, and the pass goes to the baseline.
We'll see how Cameron responds again. They got stunned at home in terms of the score. There's a three-pointer splash for Katie King.
Doesn't take long, does it?
No, it does not. You know, this Cameron team, they lost 75-49 at home against a very good Lubbock Christian team. But LCU has some very good wins on the resume as Carly Machenbacher wastes no time, takes it to the rack and scores. Lady Buffs lead 4-3. The Aggies have these two wins that to me are pretty impressive. They beat Angelo State 100-68, and then they also beat Midwestern State on the road 81-46. Here they're trying to knock off the Lady Buffs. There's Burgess again with her shot blocking ability. These two teams, the series, just slightly in favor of the Lady Buffs. Kent, 43 wins for WT, just 5 times that Cameron has beaten the Lady Buffs. But the current streak as it stands right now is 2 in a row for the Aggies.
Yeah, I was going to say, the Aggies got 2 of them last year.
There's a shot well, they did not get it off before the shot clock horn sounds.
And it was really the midpoint of last year when Emma Andrews' team started to come into form, round into form.
Yeah, they had a big win over WT in Lawton last season. And they did. They advanced all the way to the NCAA tournament before losing to Lubbock Christian. Wild pass there from Machenbacher to Burgess. And Cameron, this is what Cameron does. I mean, you talk about Cameron, and sometimes they get picked on for their defense, which, again, is 14th in the conference. But one thing that they do a good job of, KJ, is they force turnovers. 21 a game.
Well, they're so guard-oriented, they can press you. What we saw there, they got Carly off balance, and she knew she'd travel if she held onto the ball.
There's another three-pointer taken from the outside. It's off the mark. King didn't get it this time. And, again, you'll see it after every rebound. There's usually a quick double team, a quick trap, a swipe at the ball to try to get it back. Cameron wants to get the ball back and shoot it quickly. Zam will take a shot and miss that one. But Taylor's there for an offensive board. Machenbacher open and hits from the left wing. Knock it down, Carly.
Carly Machenbacher.
Emma Andrews, native of Australia. She's got 3 Aussies on the team this year, and she tells me she's got 2 more coming in next year.
It's a pipeline, right? Straight to Lawton, Oklahoma. On the drive, Carly Miller cut off. And a pass that's thrown right into the hands of Olivia Lewis. Lewis on the break, and it's going to be a blocking foul against Cameron. Never know what's going to happen when Olivia takes the ball and goes down the court in a hurry, but she did a good job that time.
She had 2 Aggies with her, but
yeah,
she was determined. She was taking it to the rack. Now she's at the line.
For WT's Olivia Lewis, 2 shots.
Very important game really for both teams. Again, Cameron goes in 1 week span from first to 5th. Lady Buffs are right at the top with Texas Women's and then also Texas A&M Commerce. As Olivia Lewis gets 1 of 2 free throws. But the competition is so heavy this year in this conference that you need to be up in the top 4 or 5. Here's a steal, Zam. Good jump stop on the other end. Missed the shot, though. I think that went off of Cameron player's shoe there. It was Logan Collier.
Zam had the right idea, but just after her pump fake, put it off the glass a little too hard.
These 2 teams were scheduled to play back on February 3rd at Cameron. Did not happen. It was postponed with weather. There's a nice shot inside for Jayla Burgess. And a good offensive start here for WT so far.
Hey, you got to like it. They've had some inside play. They've knocked down an outside shot. but they've also played good defense.
One thing Coach Prock told us before the game is he said, we're one game at a time, but he said, my team has to stay focused and dialed in. Can't get ahead of ourselves. Shot clock down to 6 seconds. Hedge drives. Good passing is going to lead to a nice shot in the paint for Stephanie Peterson, who twice this season has scored over 24 points, once against Midwestern State, once against Texas A&M Commerce. They leave Roberts open. Shazam! From the right corner.
Sam Roberts!
So the Lady Buffs already 2 of 3 from the three-point line. Cameron will fire up a quick one and an answer. The quick release on the far side from, was that Uten?
That was Uten, yes.
And yeah, Cameron will, most all the time, they're going to have 5 players on the court who will shoot the 3. So it's not a situation where you have a post player that you can sag off of. You got to honor that shot every time. Lewis misses her bunny inside. It rolls out of bounds, and Lady Buffs keep possession. Taylor Williams and Haley Jansen's onto the floor. Both those players were very solid last week, providing good minutes off the bench. Lewis in trouble, nearly thrown away. 7 seconds to shoot it. Williams tries the 3 and misses. She's had some success really inside the three-point line, that her 2-point jump shot, more so than the three-pointer. There's a foul on the other side as the Lady Buffs don't get back defensively, and Katie King goes right at the defense and draws the foul.
WT's first team foul.
Uten at 6 foot is the post, but she's more comfortable outside shooting, and Coach Andrews was telling me she kind of wishes she had a post that wanted to play down low or that was more adept down low,
right?
Because her team is so one-dimensional. She admits, we stand out there and we shoot threes, and she says most of the year they've gone down, but when we have a game like Lubbock Christian where they don't fall, it's not very fun.
Yeah, they were just 2 of 14 in that game, and Lubbock Christian, again, just a defensive clinic that they put on, and they had a lot of motivation after losing in a close one here Thursday against West Texas A&M. Full court pressure again from Cameron, with the Lady Buffs leading by 4, 13-9. Good pressure up top from King. Machenbacher tries the shot, and Jansen's over the back. So the ball is going back to Cameron.
Her first personal.
And that takes us to the media timeout. Some good offense really from both sides to start this Lone Star Conference matchup tonight. The Lady Buffs lead 13-9. We'll step aside, be back right after these messages here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
WT student athletes drink low-fat chocolate milk post-workout because it helps replenish and restore muscles quickly to their peak potential. Scientific studies suggest that the immediate benefits of low-fat chocolate milk include boosted performance, improved training, and higher recovery rates in athletes. Add low-fat chocolate milk to your post-workout routine.
Go Buffs!
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center. 4:43 to play in the first. Lady Buffs leading the Aggies 13-9. Lady Buffs 5 of 11 from the floor, 45%. The Aggies 3 of 6 at 50%. Lady Buffs have already forced 5 Aggie turnovers. That's the difference in the ballgame.
Yeah, both teams going to be facing some pressure. 3-point shot missed, but a good rebound inside. The putback is no good for Uten. And then Burgess able to secure the rebound the second time. Cameron's going to give you a lot of shots. It's just sometimes they want to speed you up. And Coach Prock talking to his team about getting the shot that he wants them to get. That's a good look for Janssens, and she hits it. Haley Janssens, if she gets an open three, put it up. She's a good shooter. On the season, over 30% three-point shooter, 8 points a game for Haley, a transfer this year, originally from Moreno Valley, California.
Next is Am Roberts. She has hit the most threes of the Lady Buffs this year.
Yeah, on Saturday, Janssens' strong performance on both sides of the ball, played some really good defense as well. This time, right before the shot clock runs out, a foul is going to be whistled. Uten was able to put up a shot and just nudge into the defense to draw the foul.
Gets that whistle, her first.
This Aggie team, a good free throw shooting team. They were 13 of 14 shooting from the free throw line in the loss to Lubbock Christian.
And again, that foul coming right at the shot clock buzzer. You played defense for 30 seconds, 29 seconds.
First free throw good there.
One shot.
And both of the free throws dropped for Uten. Madison Cass will check in for West Texas A&M.
Madison Cass for Jayla Burgess.
Cass coming off of her best game of her career last Thursday in the win over LCU. 13 points scored. Williams, there's that 2-point jump shot I was talking about. Money. T-money there. Taylor Williams drops it in. Three-pointer for Cameron off the mark as that was put up by Uten. Machenbacher breaks the defense down, pushes ahead. The left hand, that almost went.
Cameron foul.
As Cameron, they tried to get the ball taken away in the backcourt, but as a result, Machenbacher breaks it down, and it's Lady Buffs with really a 4-on-2 situation.
You look over at the Cameron bench right now, the assistant coach, Jeff Mahoney.
We'll see him later, right?
He is the men's head coach. Crazy situation. We'll talk about that later on, but it really is a unusual situation, a set of happenstances. He's on the bench during the women's games, but he has no duties with the women's team during the week in practice. So Emma Andrews has to do her own film breakdown or scouting.
All hands on deck, right? That's Division II.
Both hands.
Good drive. And a foul is called as Stephanie Peterson drove around the Lady Buff defense, passed outside to teammate and drew a foul. Olivia Lewis picks up the foul. Next foul for the Lady Buffs, and Cameron will be shooting free throws. Peterson likes the matchup here against Lewis, backs her down. Shot clock at 7 seconds. Peterson goes to work, uses her size, and scores over Taylor Williams. Good clear out that time for the Aggies.
Stephanie Peterson.
And Peterson trying to reach in and grab the ball. What did they whistle? Just out of bounds?
We're going to get a clarification over there. Peterson got a hand on the ball and knocked it away.
Okay.
I guess it must have bounced out of bounds.
Back to WT.
Before Taylor Williams picked it back up.
Asia Himer into the lineup for WT. The talented freshman from New Mexico. Whistle underneath as Cass was posting up. They're going to call a foul against number 24, Lakaya Leslie, who is a 6'1 sophomore from Kansas City. To start the season, missed the first 9 games and then has been back in the lineup. Off the bench for Emma Andrews. Cass fouled, rolls around, get in there. And again, this is the element of Madison Cass' game, KJ, that we didn't see over the last 2 seasons.
It's just more aggressive offensively. She's always been a hustler, and she's always played hard on the defensive end, but we're seeing what she can do when she has the basketball.
Yeah, gets the defense behind, turns, and has a soft touch inside to score.
Playing with confidence.
Free throw's good, so make it 22-13. So far, tells you the job that Carly Machenbacher has been doing on Megan Hedge. Now she's out of the lineup and Taylor Williams is guarding her. Hedge hasn't taken a shot. She tries one there, but when Olivia Lewis is playing defense inside, it's not as easy as it looks, right?
She says, Mr. Kinsey, that's why I haven't taken a shot.
Yeah, Machenbacher was guarding Hedge to start the game. Ball goes through the hands of two players. Josh Prock points that it should be WT ball, but he doesn't have a whistle.
If it was football, he'd have a red flag, and we'd spend the next 5 minutes looking at the monitor.
The challenge. It's going to stay with Cameron. 10 seconds to shoot it. Peterson with Lewis guarding her, trying to get around her. Good help from Cass. Shot is missed, but there's a good rebound and a putback from Lakaya Leslie.
Olivia was playing strong defense, but nobody helped her out.
Nearing a minute to play here in the first quarter. West Texas A&M, strong first quarter start. They lead by 7. Zam past the defense, flips it into the corner. Williams will hit a three. Yes, ma'am.
Taylor Williams.
Extends the lead to 10. Got to get back, though, because Cameron will put it up in a hurry. Stephanie Peterson.
She has 7 points.
Locked and loaded there. Lewis double teamed, so she'll pass outside. Himer will take that shot. No good. Nearly out of bounds, but Cameron saves it. Hedge, the lefty, brings it up. Peterson, same spot, same result.
Man.
So the three-point basket making a difference here. Cameron has cut the lead to 4. The Aggies have made 4 of 7. There's a travel against Himer. It's going to give it back to West Texas A&M. Lady Buffs are also 4 of 7 from the three-point line, but again, this is the game that Cameron wants to play.
My first impulse was to say there was 1.5 seconds differential between the shot clock and the game clock, but when the Aggies have the basketball, that shot clock isn't going to matter.
It's a 6-0 run over 42 seconds for Cameron. Williams face guarding Hedge, won't let her get the ball, so Peterson's going to go to work. Katie King at the buzzer. No. Thought about going down, and then the ball pops out, so the score will stay with the Lady Buff 25-21 lead over Cameron after the first 10 minutes. We'll take a timeout, come back with more. You're watching the Lady Buffs and the Aggies right here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train long, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Megan Hedge is the LSC's leading scorer in women's basketball. She has 0 in the first period, but teammate Stephanie Peterson showing how it's done. You talk about stepping up. 10 points to lead all scorers. However, the Lady Buffs have forced 6 Cameron Aggie turnovers and have a 25-21 lead as we start the second.
Yeah, WT offensively on fire, 56% from the field. Cameron started making a run at the end of that quarter, so they're now shooting 44%. A turnover and then a foul. Lakaya Leslie is going to be guilty there for reaching in after it was turned over, went into the hands of Macaulay Gregory. Lady Buffs start the second quarter with the lineup of Jayla Burgess to throw it in. Carly Machenbacher Macaulay Gregory, Lauren Taylor, and Olivia Lewis inside. Burgess triple teamed. The pass to Lauren Taylor, and a good shot that went in and out. Good rebound, though, for Lewis. Her flip shot won't go. And Hedge comes out with the basketball. Aggies with the original starting lineup on the floor. Peterson nearly tied up. Actually, original starting lineup with Logan Collier, the one player that's different on the floor. Shot clock at 5 seconds. Peterson goes to work. Left hand. Nearly got it over Lewis. Good defense by the Lady Buffs. Macaulay Gregory in transition. Her three off the mark. Peterson, the lane clears out again. But again, the length, whether it's Lewis or Burgess, just tough to get a shot over both of those players. It's one where Emma Andrews may be telling Peterson, get in there, jump stop, give a head fake, get those shot blockers up in the air. Cameron sagging man-to-man here. They'll trap inside, which leaves an open shot for Lauren Taylor. Perfect form for Lauren Taylor. The fifth three-pointer for the Lady Buffs in the half. Hedge will throw it inside to Peterson. And she put up a shot, and Burgess blocks it. There was still 4 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, the band counted down and had one, and she put up the shot. It's not the first time this year a team's done that. WT Pep Band, they're good, but they have fun at the ball games too.
You wonder if that goes into a scouting report at some point.
Do not pay attention to the band.
Use your eyes, not your ears, all right? Cameron Ball with the Lady Buffs leading by 7. Hedge slips, falls down with Machenbacher all over her. Ball lost, fumbled, and stolen. And then a quick foul, a frustration foul from Hedge. Right now, KJ, Carly Machenbacher is taking Megan Hedge out of her game.
Hedge has only attempted one field goal.
Whistle for the reach. Whistled on.
And missed it.
Well, and you know, one thing, Hedge is so quick, and she's a great shooter. She's going to get her points at some point, but the one thing that Machenbacher, she can match both the speed and she's stronger. They leave Cast open. Madison, her three rattles in and out. So the two teams going cold a little the last few possessions. Hedge wants to go again. Her shot off the side of the backboard, though.
So many of these layup attempts that the Aggies are missing, they're going away from the bucket when they put up the shot. That was the case there by Hedge.
Cass wants it inside. Look at that shot.
Give me the ball.
She didn't need the backboard that time. That was just a smooth touch inside.
Now, when they use the backboard, you're making fun of it. That time she swishes it.
If you put some touch on it, you follow through, we'll give you the compliment. Shot missed outside, a rebound. The layup missed as Katie King hits the deck.
Zam's off to the races.
Jansen's past the defense, out to Zam. Another three for Zam. Yes! Lady Buffs cruising now as they have extended the lead up to 12. Timeout taken by Emma Andrews. We'll step aside as well as here's good passing, leads to open shots. Nothing but net there for Zam. 33-21. We're back after this full timeout here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
J. Ferg Roofing has been protecting our community for 15 years. With more than 30,000 homes and businesses protected by our roofing work, we're proud of our ability to provide efficient, lasting solutions for your roofing needs. What makes us stand out from the competition is that we work for you with dedicated team members who guide you every step of the way. That is the J. Ferg advantage. Quality, experience, fast pass scheduling, customer rewards. We have it all. Call J. Ferg Roofing today for a free inspection. We are J. Ferg Roofing. We are more.
Well, Lucas, the Lady Buffs are on a run offensively to take a 33-21 lead, but the story is defense, where they have held Cameron scoreless here in the first 4 minutes of the second period. 0 of 6 from the field. They have not been to the free throw line. Also something to watch as the game plays on. Lady Buff bench has outscored the Aggies 13-2.
Another block. This time it's Madison Cass that blocks the shot. Cameron's still able to get a 3 off, though, with an offensive rebound. Shot won't fall. How about 4 shot blocks defensively for West Texas A&M? Cass wants it, tries the shot, missed it, but was able to save it back outside. Zam from the same spot she hit the last one. This time the shot was short. WT 52% from the field. Cameron, 29%. They'll try to get an inside shot. Cass blocks it again. Difference maker. Taylor Williams got in a hurry. That ball was stolen away. Good defensive play by Courtney Cash, freshman from San Saba, Texas. This open 3 won't fall. Good look for Houghton. But Cameron is cold right now. Zam will pull up. That shot is off the mark. Machenbacher flying in with a reckless abandon. She gets another offensive rebound after Cass misses the shot. It's like if you're WT and Carly's on the floor, it's safe to shoot because you got a pretty good chance that number 23 is going to go get an offensive rebound for you. Janssens will drive, cut off, and yes, nearly another rebound. Did the ball not hit the rim, or did it? All right, now, Jeff, here you go. Here's a look at it. No, it went over the rim for sure.
Nailed it. They're going to take a look at it.
Good job on the replay there.
Nope, they just called the reset.
Well, you know, the first person I saw get up to say something about the missed call was Jeff Mahoney, the assistant coach for Cameron.
Jason Smith and Kelsey Curry go over to the monitor.
Well, it gives us a little bit of a chance to talk about, if we can get a shot of the Cameron Aggies bench, Jeff Mahoney.
Yeah.
An interesting story here because he's doing double duty. He's the assistant on the women's side, and that was his title at the start of the season. Now he's wearing 2 hats.
He is. You know, the Cameron's men's team went through a strange January and February where they went from, try and find it here, they went from nearly a month, nearly 2 months, wasn't it, without a game because of COVID protocols. And during that time, the men's head coach, Andrew Brown, was relieved of his duties, and Mahoney was named the head coach, not the interim. They said, we got to give you the head coach title so that you can recruit. He's already got 3 signees for next year, or commitments for next year.
And so in the process, Emma Andrews kind of almost loses an assistant?
And she had a graduate assistant who left school in January. So it's her and a student assistant. And Jeff has a GA, Jeff Mahoney, and he helps Emma on game days. But during the week, which, as you know, is when the bulk of the work is done, the preparation, he stays on the men's side. And it's a program that has struggled, but they've had a good week.
Yes. Talking about the men, they did have an excellent week last week. On the offensive side, Stephanie Peterson, she's really the main offensive cog right now for Cameron. She scores again over Lewis, and that cuts the Lady Buff lead to 10, 33-23.
Peterson with 12.
Yeah, she's had to really carry the load. Good steal, and it's Peterson that does it there. Comes from underneath, pokes the ball free. She'll pass ahead to her teammate in the corner. The three-point shot missed by Cassie Borer. They get an offensive rebound, nearly get a second one. But a foul is called against Borer. She's one of the players from Melbourne, Australia. Borer, along with Megan Hedge, Helena Gillespie, all from Melbourne, Australia. Here's C. Mayer handling the ball up top. Burgess, great position inside. She just worked the defender, Logan Collier, who, let's be fair to Logan, she's 5'5".
But the ball movement and the positioning, that was just like you would have drawn it up on a whiteboard.
Yeah, defensively, a mismatch there as Collier got locked up with Burgess. Lady Buffs recognized it. Easy money inside for Jayla. That's going to be a foul. Count the bucket. This is Borer. And right now, what Cameron is doing, KJ, you see this in the NBA game a lot, it's ISO ball. They are isolating and they're picking on Olivia Lewis. They're getting whoever Olivia is guarding and saying, we're a little bit quicker than you off the bounce. Lewis gets the foul. Borer at the free throw line with the slick pink socks post-Valentine's Day. Yes. You know I love my sports fashion. And Borer able to hit the shot. I'm sure they love their Valentine's festivities in Melbourne. I know we do here in Canyon, right?
We do. My wife got a big box of candy.
Okay.
She told me a month ago she wanted a big box of candy.
This year I went with flowers. Here's Asia Himer, and she is...
How about 7 threes?
Knocks down the three. Comes up smelling roses there for Himer.
Shooting better from three-point range than the Lady Buffs are from the floor overall. There's another shot.
Borer tries the two.
Jayla's third block.
You know, Jayla's such a kind and respectful young lady, but that was rude there, KJ. That shot block. Woo. Get that out of there. Had a chance to visit with Jayla last Saturday after the win over Eastern New Mexico. Outstanding young lady, good student athlete, and developing on the court. She has improved a lot this season. Himer will spin, go back to the right hand, but can't get the shot to fall. Lady Buffs lead by 12, so we have 2 minutes to play before halftime. Hedge will take a step back two off the back rim. She still has not scored. And a good rebound, outlet pass to Zam. Lady Buffs have numbers. Himer feeling hot, misses the three. Burgess with a great rebound. Good athletic play there by Jayla. Under 10 seconds. Himer works up top. Left hand, this time it's good.
Seeing a little different repertoire from
yeah.
Himer here in the first half. Not just the outside shooting.
Exactly right. Lady Buffs putting up some points here. Speaking of putting up points, there's a good three-pointer that drops in for Carly Miller. And then Miller races in, gets a steal, pokes the ball free. But the shot won't go in for Katie King. Battle on the rebound, and a foul goes against Carly Miller.
That's her second.
Got Miller coming over the back on the rebound.
Cameron can score in flurries, so the Lady Buffs got to be careful here. Just a minute left not to do that.
Need to take care of the basketball.
Jansen's thought about the pull up instead. They'll be smart here and work some clock. At halftime, Kent will visit with Chris Gove. Oh, they called that foul on the floor. Jansen's turned and scored the bucket, but they called the foul on the floor.
It's like Katie King's going to pick up her first.
Yeah.
They must have got her with the hold before Haley had released there.
This will be a two-shot opportunity. The AOMS trip to the line for Haley Jansen.
Perfect form there for Haley. Lady Buffs, 4 of 6. Make it 5 for 7 from the charity stripe here in the first half. Again, turnovers the problem. One of the problems for Cameron. The other, they have 9 turnovers so far. The other problem has been the field goal percentage. It's just 30. Hedge can't get around Jayla Burgess. Ball poked free by Macaulay Gregory. Another steal. And then Gregory trying to pass ahead. She was fouled. Cameron right now, the guards can't, the quick, smaller guards are struggling with the size, the length of WT.
And even though the Lady Buffs have size on Cameron, Lady Buffs are just as quick.
Right. And defensively, this has been solid performance. Again, Cameron averages nearly 80 points a game, and so if you're holding them to under 30 and a half, you're doing something right. Aggies have still managed to make 5 3-pointers, but have struggled in the paint. Gregory makes the first free throw. Short on the second. So the lead's at 14 for West Texas A&M. Here's Hedge across the half-court line, wants a ball screen. Ooh, got Taylor Williams on her heels, and this time she kind of stomps her foot emphatically and says, it's about time that ball went in the hole. You knew Hedge was going to score eventually. Again, the leading scorer in the conference, 22 points a game, 4 assists. Had a career high of 32 points earlier this year. She has in her career, Kent, 1,757 points now.
Taylor Williams, guilty of the foul, sends Hedge to the line for the and one.
Yeah, and Hedge in her career against West Texas A&M averages 18 points a game. Just 2 seconds left, a steal. Borer on the run, tried to throw it in off the backboard, but it misses, and so the lead will be 11 at the break for West Texas A&M. The score, 43-32, Lady Buffs on top. We'll step aside for a timeout. And when we come back, men's associate head coach Chris Go will settle in and visit with Kent Johnson as WT men will have a big game coming up following this one. We're back with the halftime show here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train long, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day. The taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
The best tailgates start with the best beef, and the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
Jenkins Doors and Windows began serving the Texas Panhandle in 1927, and we take pride in being a part of your neighborhood. We don't use false promises or gimmicks. We simply offer quality doors and windows at a fair price, and we stand behind every sale. Jenkins is family owned and operated, and proudly continues the traditions of quality and excellence that started over 80 years ago. Call us at 372-4336 or stop by our showroom at 820 West 6th and let our knowledgeable staff help you pick out the perfect doors and windows for your home.
We are at the half. The Lady Buffs leading the Cameron Aggies 43-32. Visiting now with Buffaloes. associate head coach Chris Gove. And Chris, we've talked about it before. The Buffs seem to respond well. This sounds bad, coming off of losses. They don't lose twice in a row. They lost last Thursday to Lubbock Christian and then came back with one of the more solid performances we've seen from them, especially in the first half against Eastern New Mexico on Saturday.
Yeah, we really played well together, hustled, went after it. Pressing, I think, helped out in that. We're going to, we're throwing that at the wall now too. Okay, let's start pressing a little bit. But the guys moved. They rotated really well. I think it was a good game. Now, we've been fooled most of the year where we have a good one. We think we're on our way up. We got to do it again tonight.
Now the pressure was different than what we've seen from the Buffs this year. We've seen what I call token backcourt pressure late in games, but this had an intensity that I've not seen from this group defensively. And is this something that we can try and employ depending on our opposition?
I think we're going to do it anyway. It sounds weird, but our half court defense was better when we pressured in the backcourt. And you didn't have to worry about matchups. Teams don't have as much time to go through what they want to do in those things. We are worried about our guys and getting tired, but we don't. I mean, I tell you what, Julius Brown is playing as good a basketball as any guard in this league, which makes it right up there in the country. From our 4-game road trip to now, he is playing great, and you don't take him out. We're pressing the whole time. Other team had guys going out of the game, and they were the ones tired, and he was going the whole time. So he's really kicked it in, but gone through some things. Getting here, out due to COVID protocol, and he comes back and he misses, and our team gets shut down for 5 days. He actually had a stretch in January with 17 straight days off, and you just can't do that as a player, and it wasn't his doing. That's the world we live in now. But you see, with consistency being at practice and what we're trying to do, he's really taken off right now, and it's fun to watch.
Well, and today's opponent, Cameron, you talk about taking days off. They've missed a lot of days due to COVID protocols, but as you saw a couple weeks ago during our trip to Lawton, very guard-oriented offense, but they've got some guys that can put the ball in the bucket.
They're 2, 3, and 4, if you give them numbers, can all really play, and they love isolating. They're 3 and 4. They're both 6'5" to 6'6". Good quickness, and they can shoot the ball, and they get them the ball in the right spots. They got 2 wins in a row. They beat Eastern. They beat Lubbock on Saturday, and they're coming in here ready to play, and there's talent on that team. We got to be ready to go.
They've gone through some adversity this year, but they've put together 2 wins, including one against Lubbock Christian, which you can hang your hat on. Having a coaching change in the middle of the season, a lot of stuff you wouldn't wish on your best buddy.
Right.
But they haven't backed down, and they're going to be a formidable opponent.
Yeah, you can watch it. You watch them play against Lubbock and even Eastern, and both games were down to the wire. And they were having fun out there. They were playing together. They didn't feel any pressure, and there's some pretty darn good, talented players on that team. We get ready, and we basically shut it down with what the other team does. We got to focus, and we got to get better on what we can do. We got to play better defense. We got to get a good shot every time. Sometimes when we go over scouting reports and that, it's like we're talking to ourselves because we go out there and we're just trying to make things easier on our guys, and we're right there in the regional hunt.
Yeah.
We're actually sitting pretty good with where you look at it. You look at what Tom did, getting those 3 games early in the year, and those are 3 wins. Colorado Mesa's second in the RMAC. Minnesota State Moorhead is starting to roll now, and they might end up winning that conference tournament. Oklahoma Baptist is at the top of their league. These are all regional wins, and it's setting us up pretty well. Now it's up to us to take care of business and go from here.
What the casual fan doesn't realize is the regional rankings usually bear no resemblance to the conference standings, and they certainly have nothing to do with the NABC poll. It's analytical. You've got to play strong teams, and you got to win games.
You have to have regional games. You look at some teams in the RMAC right now, and you should always know this. Their record is they have teams 15-7, and they're in third place. They got 3 or 4 wins against NAIA schools.
Yeah.
Those don't count.
Yeah.
So they have 11 or 12 D2 wins. We're sitting right now at 20 D2 wins. We're sitting pretty good. Our 2 of our 6 losses are to Lubbock, which is going to be number 1. That's nothing.
Yep.
And in the effort we put in last Thursday, we were going to lose to anybody. I think we got lucky that we were playing Lubbock because that's still considered a good loss.
But
if we would have played like that, anybody would have walked out of here with a win against us. So everything is still right in front of us. The way the conference schedule worked out this year, where you just play everybody once, it's up to home and away. To be honest, it's kind of like one big non-conference schedule. And that's what you said about no bearing on standings or NABC rankings, which have never played a part in it anyway. So it's all right there for us, but we've got to get better, and we've got to win every time we step foot on the court.
Well, it should be a lot of fun. The Buffs and the Aggies coming up at the conclusion of the women's game. We are at the half. Lady Buffs up 11, 43-32. When we come back, Lucas will have your halftime stats. You're watching Lady Buff basketball on the LSC Digital Network.
Welcome to Shimon Dental Group, where every day we're excited to see our patients and treat them like family. We are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care in a friendly and comfortable environment. Shimon Dental Group's patient-focused philosophy puts your needs front and center.
We are constantly investing in leading-edge technology. Innovations that speed the treatment process and improve aesthetics. We're expanding the breadth of our cosmetic and restorative services through training to provide the best possible outcomes.
Just with the level of commitment that they show to taking care of my family and I, it's absolutely unmatched in this town, so I've been very happy with them.
Brightening smiles for more than 3 decades.
Contact Shimon Dental Group for your appointment today.
Bud Light, proudly brewed
in the heart of Texas.
Choosing the right countertops for your kitchen can be tricky. Nowadays, there are hundreds of colors, patterns, and textures and materials that range from natural to engineered stone. Marble Depot is here for you throughout every step of the process. And yes, we do have a lot of options that might make that decision a little harder, but we're also going to ask the right questions so that you get the most out of your investment. So come by our showroom and let us help create what you've been dreaming of.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center here in Canyon. Our halftime score, the Lady Buffs lead by 11, 43-32, as we look at the stats for both sides. And for West Texas A&M hot shooting, Cameron is the team that leads the nation in threes made, but tonight it's been the Lady Buffs that have given the Aggies a taste of their own medicine so far, as WT has made 7 of 16 shots from the perimeter. That's good for 43% there. From the field, the Lady Buffs a hot 44% for the half. They started the first quarter, shooting 56% from the field. For West Texas A&M, they're doing a good job forcing turnovers. You see there 10 turnovers committed by Cameron. Rebound count 23-18 in favor of the Lady Buffs. Both teams doing a pretty good job from the free throw line. Individually, again, the name of the game is balance for West Texas A&M. As we go down and look at the scoring, 6 points for Zam Roberts, 6 points for Carly Machenbacher, 5 points each for Lauren Taylor, Haley Jansens, Taylor Williams, Asia Himer, Madison Cast. And so right now as it stands, you've got over half of the team on pace for double figures. Jayla Burgess, 4 points, but she has been tremendous defensively. 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 shot blocks. For West Texas A&M, as a team. They have 6 shot blocks, 2 of those from Madison Caston, 1 from Olivia Lewis. The biggest lead of the half for WT was 14 points. That was with 1 minute and 29 seconds to play. But again, the bench, huge difference. 21 points off the bench for WT, just 5 for Cameron. 7 second chance points for the Lady Buffs as well. For the Aggies individually, it's been Stephanie Peterson that has been carrying Cameron. 5 of 11 from the field for Stephanie Peterson, and she's got 12 points at halftime, 2 rebounds. Megan Hedge, we'll see if she can get going in the second half. She has struggled in the first half. Not many shots taken, hasn't had many opportunities, but Hedge just 1 of 4 from the field for 3 points. Averages 22 on the season. Other scores for Cameron: Katie King has 4 points on 1 of 5 shooting. Whitney Uten with 5 points on 1 of 6, but 2 for 2 from the free throw line. And then Carly Miller with 3, Cassie Borer with 3, and Lakaya Leslie with 2 points. We'll take one final timeout, come back, and we'll look at some of the other scores around the Lone Star Conference. You're watching the Lady Buffs and the Aggies. We're at halftime, and the Lady Buffs lead by 11. We're back after this.
Years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center. Another look at the women's Lone Star Conference standings right there. And you see the Lady Buffs up at the top with Texas Women's 9-2 record each of those teams. TWU holds the season tiebreak, if you will, with that win in Denton earlier this year. There's Texas A&M Commerce at 8-2, Jason Burton's team right in the mix, along with Texas A&M Kingsville, Cameron, and Angelo State with all 3 losses each. We don't have any other scores. I said scores, Kent. I forgot it was Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Nobody else is playing.
I can give you some scores, but they're not basketball. It's a final in softball. Speaking of Texas Women's, they split with East Central with the Tigers in Ada, Oklahoma. East Central won the first one 6-3, and then Texas Women's wins the second game in softball 9-1. So there's your Lone Star Conference score update. Ada, Oklahoma. Can't live there for a couple of years.
You are Oklahoma through and through.
Yes.
You talk about Texas Women's being tied with the Lady Buffs on top of the conference standings. You look at the schedule, and you can play all kind of what-ifs, but the Pioneers still have to go to A&M Commerce and to A&M Kingsville, and those are 2 of the top 4 teams right there.
Of course, that is Beth Gilson's team, longtime coach for the Pioneers. Lauren Taylor, strong drive, but what a defensive play there. Lady Buffs had some nice shot blocks in the first half, but Stephanie Peterson rips that one away from Taylor, and then Peterson takes it at Burgess, but Burgess with her 4th shot block. Jayla coming off the court, maybe a little hobbled. She'll stop and talk to Coach Prock. Haley Jansen's quickly off the bench, so they'll take a look at Jayla. Hopefully she's okay. Hedge gets a switch, so Olivia Lewis has to come out. That gives some space for Hedge, but the 3-point shot in and out.
Well, that was the defensive mismatch the Aggies wanted.
It was. And you talk about, sometimes just having a tough night, and Hedge is so far, but you got to credit that to all of the spotlight that WT is putting on her to slow her down. So it's a credit. 3-point shot off the front rim. That's what they say when as Taylor falls down, they call a foul against Katie King.
It's a trip.
Yeah, especially in conference play, Kent. All these teams know each other. They know the players. They know their tendencies. And when you average 22 points a game, like Megan Hedge does, it creates a lot of attention, right?
It does, but coaches talk. They know how each other defends a certain player, and pretty soon you're going to find someone that has the right ingredients. Of course, then you have to execute.
Shot missed outside by Zam, and Olivia Lewis cleans up the rebound. Now Lewis will take a drive, miss the layup. Really, the help didn't come over. That's one that Lewis needs to make. So still no score in the second half, right where we went to the locker room at, 43-32. 3 in the corner, misfire from Carly Miller. Now look at Cameron, every player, now they bring one inside, but they had everybody spread out.
And then you end up with that.
Yep, 2-point shot missed. Good defense.
But you got to execute.
And Emma Andrews leans back on the scores table and looks up in frustration. Said, my team has had 3 trips now, no points to show for.
You know, Lucas, you were mentioning before the game, before our broadcast, the Aggies' last trip here was not a fun one.
No, it wasn't.
And there were a lot of young ladies on this team that were part of that South Central Region game.
They made it, advanced to the NCAA tournament. Very excited, and drew the first round assignment of Lubbock Christian. And LCU was locked in. They had played a great game, forced a lot of turnovers. Cameron lost that game. But what it did do was it gave Emma Andrews' team that taste of the NCAA tournament. They want to get back. Hedge tries to draw a foul.
And they have played this season like they want to be winners.
Both sides. It is hard to get a shot off at the rim right now. Good defense by Cameron there. The shot from Zam is denied.
Carly Miller coming in and swatting that one away.
Second shot block for Cameron. The Lady Buffs credited with 6 right now. And Jason Smith walking over toward the training table. And
looks like we're cleaning the basketball.
They are cleaning the basketball. Hopefully it's not too sticky, right? Here's the last play. Zam thought she had a layup, and SWAT time.
So the question is, where did the ball go? You know, basketballs are so tacky these days. I think Jason Smith's going to swap it out. Getting good financing on a new ball. He's bringing it on out. All right.
So now if you go with a different ball and all of a sudden the shots start falling,
I was going to say, suddenly Cameron gets the hot hand and the Lady Buffs defense falls apart. Yeah. Lady Buffs basketball.
It's still a Wilson, right?
And it's bright orange.
Traded a Wilson for a Wilson. Cass posting up inside, but they're shadowing her with an extra defender. Ball knocked out of bounds, 20 seconds on the shot clock. These two teams scored a lot of points in the first half, and we have played 3 minutes in the third quarter. Don't have a point yet. Zam going to try to change that. Taylor grabs the rebound and then is fouled.
Lauren gets up there.
Stephanie Peterson's first personal, second team foul.
How about a combined 0 of 12 for the two teams here in the third quarter. Taylor, that looked like a block, but it's going to be a foul. We get the replay on that one. We'll take a look. Peterson talking to the official, saying, I had a lot of hand on that basketball as Taylor drove, but some contact call. What do you think here, Ken?
You know, Kelsey Curry says you had a lot of body, too.
Taylor makes the first free throw. Good drive by Lauren. Taylor with 6 points to go along with her team leading 6 rebounds.
I think my take on that foul, that's one that half the time you see called, half the time they let it go.
Hedge working on Machenbacher. Flips it in. Crafty shot there. Oh, yeah.
Megan Hedge. Fans of Lady Buffs, thank you again for your tremendous
Dr. Houston in front of us says, "Are you kidding me?" And Hedge, one of those players that makes some of those "are you kidding me" shots. Jansen's open. Her three won't fall. Deep three-pointer here from Miller, and she's able to splash it in. Carly Miller. Here's where the Lady Buffs have got to be careful. Cameron getting hot after we had traded out basketballs.
Trimmed the lead to 8. It was 14 at the half.
Turnover against the Lady Buffs.
Actually, it was 11 at the half. Was as many as 14.
Subs in for West Texas A&M. Taylor Williams, Asia Himer, and Olivia Lewis. Emma Andrews instructing her team, saying, let's go, let's pick it up. We're only down by 8. Can make a run right here. Hedge goes into Machenbacher, but turned her head away from the basket, and you're not going to get the call. So good defense by Machenbacher again. The Lady Buffs get it back. And Carly, that's one where probably should have put the shot up. She tried to flip it back.
Don't bounce pass in the lane.
To Lewis, and now defensively they don't get back, and a foul is whistled. Goes against Machenbacher.
Second personal, second team foul.
Good drive by Hedge. And she will be rewarded with 2 free throws. Quickness off the bounce.
Carly just bumped her. That was the I goofed on the offensive end. I'm not going to let you score on this end foul.
Shooting, Megan Hedge. One shot.
Hedge can cut it to 6 if she can make this free throw, and she does. And nearly a 90% free throw shooter on the season. Haley Janssens will check in. Full court pressure from the Aggies. Yep, steal. That was Peterson. She baited Haley Janssens, came up and acted like she was going to commit, went back. Another steal. The Lady Buffs get it right back. Taylor Williams ahead to Zam. He turns and hits. She had her pivot foot there and it went back to each angle. Nobody was open. So she just turns and makes the shot. Zam tonight with 8 points. Here's a look at that last play. Nice soft shot over the defense. WT leads 47-39. And we'll take a timeout. Be back with more hoops right after this.
WT student athletes drink low-fat chocolate milk post-workout because it helps replenish and restore muscles quickly to their peak potential. Scientific studies suggest that the immediate benefits of low-fat chocolate milk include boosted performance, improved training, and higher recovery rates in athletes. Add low-fat chocolate milk to your post-workout routine.
Go Buffs!
Back to the action here, the Aggies with the basketball, and they have cut the Lady Buff lead to 8. Hedge is going to draw another foul. Machenbacher in disbelief. She thinks it's a little bit of a acting job, if you will, but Hedge able to. Look at this one here, Kent.
It's the same play we saw just a
Just enough contact.
And I'm beginning to sense a trend offensively for the Aggies.
We'll stay here. Actually, are they going to go to the full? They will. So 4:43 to play. We're at the media timeout. We'll take a timeout. Lady Buffs and Aggies battling it out here from the First United Bank Center, and we're back after these messages.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Well, the Aggies have cut into what was an 11-point halftime lead by the Lady Buffs. Narrowed it down to 8 right now, and Megan Hedge has played a major part in the comeback.
Well, she's being smart here, Kent, playing, to how the game is being called, calling it a little tight defensively with Machenbacher, and Hedge is going to the free throw line where she is deadly. That one goes in and out, halfway down. But again, she's an 87% free throw shooter, so she's going to make most of them.
If she's not getting the outside shot, she's going to drive and draw the foul.
Zam will shoot from outside, a mistake.
That's her third.
They leave too much space, and Zam knocks it down again. Taylor Williams steals the inbounds and steals it again. Emma Andrews thinking, what is going on? As the lead was cut down to 7, now it's 12. Olivia Lewis takes a 3. But can't connect. So now the Aggies trail by 12. Miller stuck. Can't go anywhere against Lewis. And that ball nearly went out of bounds. Hedge is able to keep it, though. Works against Williams. Good pass.
Wow.
As she drew 2 defenders and found Stephanie Peterson for the layup. Hedge is kind of what you would call a gym rat, right?
Yeah.
It just can.
You get the idea that Aggie Gym, when there's unscheduled activity, she's in there at one end shooting the ball.
Team foul number 4.
Foul was whistled against Hedge. Stays with WT. Macaulay Gregory on the floor. 3:30 to play, third quarter action. Lady Buffs lead by 10. Aggies. This would be a huge road steal if they could knock off WT. Lady Buffs have won 4 in a row and have been very good at home this season. 2 seconds to shoot it. Olivia Lewis with a nice shot over the shoulder. Used enough touch there, put it in off the backboard. And that was Lewis's first field goal. She's got 3 points. Peterson around the defense again. She scores. She has been so impressive tonight. Again, the second leading scorer on this team. She's tall, listed at 5'10", long arms, good passer. Tonight she scored, though, on a lot of plays just like this.
She had 12 first-half points, was silent here in the third period until about 30 seconds ago, and in the last 30 seconds she scored 4 points and has a chance for a 5th.
Yeah, tough matchup defensively because of her size. She can shoot the ball, but tonight has done a really good job of putting it on the floor, taking advantage of mismatches. Can't get the free throw to drop. Ball into the corner to Taylor with Lewis, the post player, inside, being nudged behind by Cassie Borer. Williams made the three-pointer, but
stepped on the line. We're
going to have to put out our instructional video, Kent. We've talked about this a lot this season. You catch the ball, don't take a step backwards.
Yeah, that was a little different because she wasn't starting a dribble drive. She was going up to shoot and stepped backwards.
Left-handed try from Hedge is no good, and Williams with a strong rebound.
Lady Buff ball.
Lady Buffs hit the road tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, heading over to Silver City, where Thursday night,
Drags Court,
they will play the Western New Mexico Mustangs. Don't make that trip anymore, so we can't tell the story of Drags Court.
Here's Williams. She'll drive left side. Two defenders draw, so they pass it opposite corner. Lauren Taylor's three won't go, and a battle for the rebound is going to go back to Cameron. Third period, 16% shooting from the three-point line for the Lady Buffs. Just 28% total for the field in the half. And that is allowing Cameron to kind of hang around. They've cut it to as close as 6. Right now it's a 10-point lead for West Texas A&M. Hedge will pass outside to Peterson. Peterson works and scores. Went around Gregory. Double team never came, and Stephanie Peterson doing work tonight. She has 18 points now. Season high is 26. Zam open and hits. And Zam Roberts has done that a lot tonight. When Cameron has crawled back, she's been an answer. Lewis blocks the shot. Looked like Boer was going to get a layup. Instead, Lewis with her second shot block. The team's 7th. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. It's an 11-point lead. Zams open again. This time it's not going to fall.
Roberts and Peterson, the only two players in double figures for either team.
Quick shot put up by Carly Miller, and it won't go. Six-second difference, shot clock, game clock, foul. As Lewis was passing the ball outside, her arm was hit.
Carly Miller with her 4th personal
They call it against Carly Miller, and that sends Olivia Lewis to the free throw line to shoot 2.
And Miller's 4th foul will send her to the bench.
2 shots.
Checking into the lineup, Logan Collier.
Yeah, smaller lineup now for Cameron.
Senior from Hera, Oklahoma. Is that out west?
Hera, Oklahoma. Kent, that's one of the small towns.
Come on, you are Mr. Oklahoma.
I know. I should know this.
Tell you what, you watch Olivia shoot her free throws, and we'll figure it out here.
Okay. I know where Hollis, Oklahoma is.
You drive through that on the way to lunch.
2 points. Olivia Lewis.
Both free throws good for Olivia. 13-point lead for the Lady Buffs. Shot clock at 12 seconds, or game clock, excuse me, down to 10 seconds. Hedge will pass it outside to Collier. Collier into the corner to Boyer. To Peterson. With 1 second, the shot is short from Katie King. And so it'll be 59-46 at the end of the third. Hera, Oklahoma.
It is part of the Oklahoma City metropolitan area that's located just to the northeast.
There you go. We will head to the fourth quarter with the Lady Buffs leading by 13 points. You're watching West Texas A&M Lady Buff basketball on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
J. Ferg Roofing has been protecting our community for 15 years. With more than 30,000 homes and businesses protected by our roofing work, we're proud of our ability to provide efficient, lasting solutions for your roofing needs. What makes us stand out from the competition is that we work for you with dedicated team members who guide you every step of the way. That is the J. Ferg advantage. Quality, experience, fast pass scheduling, customer rewards. We have it all. Call J. Ferg Roofing today for a free inspection. We are J. Ferg Roofing. We are more.
Well, the Lady Buffs head into the fourth period, leading by 13, 59-46. WT has forced 13 Cameron turnovers, turned them into 10 points off turnovers. But another big factor, rebounding. Lady Buffs have 37, including 11 offensive, just 26 for the Aggies.
Foul goes against West Texas A&M. Should be free throws coming for Cameron. Lauren Taylor the foul. And it is Stephanie Peterson. And that may have been a talk in the huddle there for Emma Andrews. Stephanie Peterson, 18 points, 8 of 14 shooting. Get her the ball and get out of the way.
One shot.
Both free throws good for Peterson, the sophomore out of the state of Colorado. Ball goes into the corner to Motzenbacher. Cut off. In trouble. Back to Zam. Zam will take a 2. It's in and out. Strong rebound for Carly. Can't get it to fall. And this time, Hedge is able to get the rebound and push ahead. Here's Borer. And she traveled. And honestly, one of the reasons why the travel occurs maybe is because you're having to give Burgess 3 or 4 fakes because she's such a good shot blocker.
She was trying to give Jayla the slip, but couldn't do it.
Motzenbacher splits the double team, goes past another defender, but the bounce pass goes out of bounds. Carly with 6 points and 7 rebounds. Lady Buffs have just one player in double figures. That's Zam Roberts with 14 points. She has made 4 3-pointers tonight. Taylor Williams will pass outside to Zam. Ready for the shot. She missed it. And Motzenbacher, as she was collecting the rebound.
Got undercut.
Was that Logan Collier?
Yeah.
I thought it was Collier, honestly, because I couldn't see the player.
She's one of the few players on the floor that isn't as tall as Carly.
Trying to box out and committed the foul. Side spinning 3-point shot, no good for Taylor Williams. As the Lady Buffs going cold here in the second half a little bit. That shot well off the mark there for Peterson, maybe too open. And so this lead is staying at 11 points. It seemed like in the second half Cameron has made some runs, but not been able to get back in it.
Cameron will make a run, then the Lady Buffs will make a run plus 2 or 3. You thought in the third quarter that the Aggies, there's a nice lay-in.
Yep.
Were catching up, but the Lady Buffs outscored the Aggies in the third quarter as well.
Cassie Borer able to get the layup. Taylor, they leave her open, and Lauren's 3, that's exactly what you were just talking about. At this point, Cameron can't trade 2s for 3s, but they are leaving a lot of open looks on the perimeter for the Lady Buffs. King, step back 2, nice. Got Zam Roberts on her heels, created space, knocked the shot down. That becomes the question here for the Aggies. Can they find ways to get defensive stops? Motzenbacher misses the 3, but nobody, and I mean nobody, blocks out Taylor Williams.
Aggie foul.
And the other thing, too, is Cameron looks a little tired right now.
That's her third.
Stephanie Peterson with the foul.
Olivia Lewis returning.
You get tired, you don't block out, don't cover up a shooter. And Cameron has used its bench sparingly tonight.
Yeah, just 5 points off the bench.
Good free throw there for Taylor Williams. Compare that to the Lady Buffs' 24 points off the bench. And that is a continuing trend. Last week in the 2 wins, 59 combined points for Josh Prock's bench. Taylor Williams now has 9 points. Olivia Lewis tries to step over and take a charge, but is called for the blocking foul. Her 3rd personal. So it's a Cameron Aggie inbound underneath their own basket. Lucas Kinsey here with Kent Johnson. Glad to have you with us tonight for the Lady Buffs and the Aggies. There's a layup. Good shot for Logan Collier around the defense and put it high enough to get over and avoid the shot block. Lead back to 10. Taylor drives off the window, too strong, and Hedge is able to grab a rebound, so Cameron got their defensive stop. Peterson wanted the ball on the perimeter, but Taylor covers her up. Borer, that would have been big if it would have gone, but the 3-pointer's off the mark. Now Cameron has to buckle down and get another stop. And they will. Stolen. Borer takes it away from Lewis. Lady Buffs' 11th turnover. That will be Olivia Lewis's 4th foul. As Borer drove strong. Coming at you here on the baseline camera.
Madison pass for Olivia.
Yeah. Got their arms hooked in there. They did call it on the floor, but still Olivia heads to the bench with 4 fouls.
Off the bench to replace Lewis is Madison Cast. This will be Peterson getting Lauren Taylor. Actually, she falls down. Coach Prock thinking there might have been a push-off, but a strong offensive move and yet another bucket inside for Peterson, who has 22. 64-56 is your score. West Texas A&M still leads. We're back after this full timeout here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train long, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Aggies cut it back to 8. 4 of 6 from the floor for Cameron in the 4th quarter. Just 1 of 8 for the Lady Buffs. Aggies outscoring the Lady Buffs 10-5 since the quarter began.
Machenbacher will draw contact and go to the free throw line. Emma Andrews wanted to travel there. May have been.
Cassie Borer, that's her 2nd personal
Foul goes against Cassie Borer.
Team foul number 3 on Cameron.
And for Machenbacher, her 2nd trip tonight to the free throw line. She's 1 of 2 right now. Free throw's good. What a season that Machenbacher is having for the Lady Buffs to transfer in from Minnesota State Moorhead. Does it on both ends of the floor tonight. 8 points, 8 rebounds. And again, defensively, just being a force that can get tough for Cameron's guards. Aggies will go inside, and a foul will be called against Madison Cast as Borer is starting to get some confidence offensively.
Madison Cast, their first personal. So Lady Buffs 14.
Coach Prock telling Madison, you had the position, don't bring the arms down.
Well, the Lady Buffs 4 team fouls already. Their next foul, Cameron's going to be shooting free throws the rest of the way.
Aggies have just missed 3 free throws tonight. They are 11 of 14 from the free throw line. Cameron 4 of its last 5 from the field. And WT, they got the free throws from Carly Machenbacher on the last trip, but they are held without a field goal, WT is, over the last 3 minutes.
And just 1 in the last 5.
And that's a 10-second count.
Call.
10-second call. Cameron ball.
And Lady Buffs got in trouble there. No place to go with the ball.
And you know they worked on inbounding the ball against the press in their game prep.
Yeah, Coach Prock not happy about that turnover. The 13th turnover committed by West Texas A&M. Gives it back to Cameron. The Aggies, can they cut it to 6 or 5 if they can hit a deep shot? Peterson tries the left-handed layup, misses it. Good hustle. Katie King, actually Collier comes flying in to grab the rebound, but they were trying to call timeout. Instead, it's a jump ball back to West Texas A&M. Good hustle by Logan Collier. Slow to get up.
Get ready for more full court pressure. But they don't work the trap. It's just man up.
Yep. Taylor Williams is fouled.
Logan Collier, their second.
Still a lot of time. If you're the Aggies, you don't have to foul with still 4:35. But they do need stops. They'll play zone here, and it'll leave an open shot for Taylor. She can't get it to fall. Peterson will bring it down. There's a deep 3, in and out. Aggies make nearly 10 a game. They've only made 6. Taylor Williams hits the 2. Falls down, she was fouled. Great concentration for Taylor Williams. Transition.
Logan Collier with their 3rd personal foul.
The closeout just a little too strong, and so some contact was made. Williams' free throw is good. So Taylor Williams in double figures as well tonight. She's got 12 points.
And again, you think the Aggies are coming back, and the Lady Buffs are back up by double figures.
Layup missed, some contact, no call. It's going to stay with Cameron.
It looked like they rode Sam out of bounds with the basketball. Going to give it to Cameron.
Roberts wanted that steal. Instead, King is going to take a step back 2. Falls short. Lady Buffs have numbers. Good passing. Lewis back to Machenbacher. Unselfish play here. Wide open look for Zam. 3 won't go. Hedge behind the back. And we'll flip this shot in over Carly Machenbacher. Lead cut to 9. 69-60. Turnover. Collier lost it. Right back to the Lady Buffs. And Collier is down again.
Looks like she's holding her wrist.
That was a sequence where both teams out of control. Turnovers by both sides, and then the ball was poked free. Did they call that staying with the Lady Buffs? I didn't see the signal. Okay, so it's West Texas A&M ball. And hate to see that. Collier is in a lot of pain right now. Being checked out.
Zam diving for that loose ball, and I couldn't tell if she landed on her wrist or if Zam landed on her, but Zam Roberts able to bat the ball forward. Collier stayed on the floor.
Hopefully she's okay. Tough player. Emma Andrews giving some instructions to her team, saying we need to make a run. 3 minutes, 9 seconds to play. Lady Buffs lead, but just by 9. They've had an answer every time Cameron has cut into this lead here in the second half. Lady Buffs have led in the game by as many as 14. Taylor, left hand, in and out. Almost went.
You know, Carly Motzenbacher just is not getting any looks tonight. They are on her.
Well, Peterson has gotten a lot of looks to the tune of 24 points, 69-62. Cameron gets a steal. They force Taylor Williams to make a pass that Lewis wasn't ready for. Aggie ball, 2.5 minutes to play, 7-point lead. Hedge in the paint, good defense by Taylor, nowhere to go. Cassie Borer will try to shoot over Lewis, blocked. Good defense, and Taylor rips down her game high 11 rebounds. Lauren Taylor with a double-double tonight, 10 points and 11 rebounds. And we are getting close to 2 minutes to play. Borer tries to poke the ball free, instead fouls Lewis from behind. That was a big possession there, KJ, for Cameron. They're down by 7, need to cut it to 5, maybe 4. Can't get it done.
Don't get it done, and the Lady Buffs at the line with the opportunity for points.
Lewis, good form on the free throw. So it's interesting, both teams' next game is against Western New Mexico. Lady Buffs play the Mustangs on Thursday. Cameron has a break, doesn't play till Saturday.
2 points, Olivia Lewis.
Lewis with the free throws now has 7 points and 6 rebounds. She also has 3 blocks.
Lady Buffs won't play on Saturday. They'll come home, hit the road to go down to San Antonio for that makeup game at St. Mary's on Monday.
3 seconds to shoot it, Hedge. Does she get the shot off? They said she did, but it hit the rim, went off. That was very close. Doesn't matter for WT. Goes out of bounds back to West Texas A&M with a 9-point lead, 1:29 left in this ball game, as the Lady Buffs trying to win a 5th straight game. Taylor passes it inside to Lewis. Double team never comes. Layup left short. Aggies have got to hurry. Get up shots quickly. That will not help WT as Taylor commits the foul. Hedge able to get the layup to go, and she'll go to the free throw line. If Hedge can make the free throw, this will be a 6-point game.
Cameron in the double bonus.
Second foul against Lauren Taylor. Again, WT from the field cold. Over 3 minutes, 3 minutes and 2 seconds to be exact, without a field goal.
Cameron foul.
Aggies are going to be called for the foul there. It was Courtney Cash that nearly had a steal.
Courtney Cash with her first personal. That sends Taylor Williams to the line. Taylor Williams.
Williams with the free throws, both good there. 73-65. Good defense again. Lewis blocks the shot.
Blocked shot for Olivia Lewis.
Taylor Williams will bring it up. Just 40 seconds to play, and Cameron needs to foul. You would think here, down by 8 points. Zam Roberts will fire up the three and miss. Aggies get the rebound. Now just 23 seconds to play. Peterson ahead. Three-point shot, short. And so Taylor Williams gets the rebound, and that should do it. They're going to call a foul as Katie King will bump into Taylor.
Katie King, her third.
Strong performance for Taylor Williams. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 steals. And again, just outstanding balance. Zam with 14 points.
Taylor Williams.
Lauren Taylor with 10 points and 11 rebounds. Carly Machenbacher, 8 points, 8 rebounds. And Olivia Lewis, 7 points, 7 rebounds, 4 blocks. The Lady Buffs as a team tonight, 9 shot blocks.
The 2 AOMS free throws are good.
Tell you what, Lucas, every time the Aggies made a run, the Lady Buffs withstood and came back with more.
Shot missed inside. Lewis collects the rebound, and Zam will hold it. WT is going to win for a 5th straight time as Buff Nation gets up on its feet. 75-65, West Texas A&M comes away with a home win tonight to improve the record to 17-9 overall, 10-2 in Lone Star Conference play. So for the moment, the Lady Buffs with the most wins in conference play. We'll take a break and come back and have the post-game show for you. We'll visit with a Lady Buff player, and we'll have the stats for both sides. Close game, but in the end, the Lady Buffs too strong, and they defeat Cameron 75-65. We're back right after this on the LSC Digital Network.
You got to stick around and watch the Buffs take on the Aggies of Cameron.
The best tailgates start with the best beef, and the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
Jenkins Doors and Windows began serving the Texas Panhandle in 1927, and we take pride in being a part of your neighborhood. We don't use false promises or gimmicks. We simply offer quality doors and windows at a fair price, and we stand behind every sale. Jenkins is family owned and operated, and proudly continues the traditions of quality and excellence that started over 80 years ago. Call us at 372-4336 or stop by our showroom at 820 West 6th and let our knowledgeable staff help you pick out the perfect doors and windows for your home.
Fans, show that Buff Nation pride. A great win for Just Pride. The Lady Buffs. And fans, a very proud night for WT Lady Buff basketball. His coach Bob Snyder was elected.
Welcome to Shimon Dental Group, where every day we're excited to see our patients and treat them like family. We are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care in a friendly and comfortable environment. Shimon Dental Group's patient-focused philosophy puts your needs front and center.
We are constantly investing in leading-edge technology. Innovations that speed the treatment process and improve aesthetics. We're expanding the breadth of our cosmetic and restorative services through training to provide the best possible outcomes.
Just with the level of commitment that they show to taking care of my family and I, it's absolutely unmatched in this town, so I've been very happy with them.
Brightening smiles for more than 3 decades.
Contact Shimon Dental Group for your appointment today.
Bud Light, proudly brewed
In the heart of Texas.
Choosing the right countertops for your kitchen can be tricky. Nowadays, there are hundreds of colors, patterns, and textures and materials that range from natural to engineered stone. Marble Depot is here for you throughout every step of the process. And yes, we do have a lot of options that might make that decision a little harder, but we're also going to ask the right questions so that you get the most out of your investment. So come by our showroom and let us help create what you've been dreaming of.
Welcome back to the First United Bank Center. The Lady Buffs win for a 5th straight time. They win tonight over the Cameron Aggies by the final of 75-65. Joining us now, the player of the game, Miss Taylor Williams. And Taylor, all smiles tonight.
For sure.
For the Lady Buffs, right? Valentine's Day was yesterday, so you got to love that. And then you followed up with some Lady Buff basketball, and this team just continues the hot streak. You're playing such good basketball. Talk specifically tonight about this big win here against Cameron.
So it's getting towards the end of the season. It's my last year, so I'm emphasizing to the team, and the coaches are doing the same, one game at a time.
Okay.
One game at a time. So our big emphasis was just holding them to 6 3-pointers, which we held them to.
They lead the country in threes made.
Yeah, so we're getting our defense up. That's a big thing. Is we're a defensive team, and we're finally putting the puzzle pieces together. And it's working.
Yeah, you mentioned that, putting the puzzle pieces together, and that's what I've noticed over the last several games is everyone is producing, and everyone, I mean, just you can see the chemistry is working. Every player, they come off the bench, whether they start or they come off the bench, everybody knows what their job is, and they do it well, and you seem to have really a hero of the game or someone that steps up that's new every time.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Well, on our team, we practice selflessness. That's a big thing for us. So any game could be anyone's. That's a big key for us, and I think that's what makes us so special. Other teams don't know who's going to have their night.
Yeah.
And so, like me, I normally score 5-6 points here, but I had my night tonight, so it's just everyone steps up when they need to. And that's a big piece of us. Is it takes a village, and that's what we emphasize every day.
Well, not just with your scoring, but you also had several steals tonight. As look at the box score, 3 steals, 5 rebounds from the guard spot. Like to see that. But a lot of good things defensively, whether your team is forcing turnovers. You out-rebound Cameron tonight 50-36 as a team.
Yes.
And so talk about, you mentioned it, selfless and it being in a team-oriented. That's what it takes to play good defense, right?
Yes, I agree. I think everyone is finally seeing that it's in us. I think throughout the season, we've had spurts of it, but it's like everyone is finally buying in, and we're just locking up people, and it produces on the offensive end. So that's a big emphasis we have a lot of emphasis. So
Sure. Well, you execute the game plan and play as hard as you have been, and good things are going to happen.
For sure.
You mentioned you're a senior, and this is your last go-round, if you will. You got still some very important games on the regular season schedule, but Lady Buffs are 10-2 at the top of the Lone Star Conference standings. How much would it mean to you if you and your teammates were able to win a conference championship?
We talk about it every day. We talk about how many rings we could possibly get out this season. So it would mean everything to me. I've been to several schools. I've been successful at one of them, and that was a junior college. We didn't get rings, but it would mean everything to me. Like, I probably would break down and cry for the next hour. It would just be so special. It would be a special moment, lifetime memory for sure.
So what will it take to do that, Taylor, for this team? What will it take? You're playing great basketball right now, but what are you going to have to do down the stretch?
Honestly, we can never be satisfied. I think every day we have to keep coming into practice wanting to get better, and that's a big thing that's led us to this point now is after those 2 losses we had with Midwestern and TW, we picked up the pieces and we found ourselves again, and now it's on and popping.
Yeah. I talked to you before you came on. You got that little jump shot off the bounce.
Yeah.
It's working right now, right?
Yes.
Is that your go-to?
Oh, for sure. I know coming into college I was a 3-point shooter, but over the years you've had to find other ways to score. So that mid-range, it's different. I'm telling you. I tell my teammates all the time. I work with them with it every day. So you'll see a few more pulling up. at the two-pointer. Yeah,
Taylor Williams, a game-high 16 points. She also had 5 rebounds, 3 steals, a great performance tonight. Before I let you go, anybody watching maybe back home that you'd like to say late Happy Valentine's Day to?
Definitely. I know my grandma, my granddad, and my dad out in Mississippi. I love y'all so much. Can't wait to see y'all next weekend. And my mom and my sisters back in Huntsville, Alabama. I hope y'all are watching because this is for you, baby.
Hey, she's doing good things
Thank you.
here.
I appreciate it.
All right. Taylor Williams for West Texas A&M. You can go ahead and go on out. Good job, Taylor. All right. Lady Buffs with the win tonight, 75-65. And we appreciate Taylor coming up and visiting with us. Great performance, not only from Taylor, but from a lot of her teammates as well. We'll talk more about the individual stats. We look at the team stats first, and the Lady Buffs finished the game shooting the same percentage as what Cameron did, 34% for each side. But a big difference was the three-point shot. Taylor mentioned it. They knew that they had to hold Cameron somewhere in that 5-6 range in terms of threes made. The Aggies made 6, but they put up 22 three-point tries. Lady Buffs, meanwhile, were 10 of 32 from the three-point line. Free throws, 21 of 24. Outstanding job there for WT. They out-rebound the Aggies. WT does 50-36. Turnovers were even for both sides, so Cameron did a pretty good job in the second half taking care of the basketball after they had 10 turnovers at the break. For the Lady Buffs, they were able to get 10 points off of Cameron's turnovers, 32 bench points. Outstanding. Outstanding bench play again for West Texas A&M. Lady Buffs led nearly the entire game. Largest lead again was 14. Individually for West Texas A&M, 3 players in double figures, including Taylor Williams, who we visited with. 14 points for Zam Roberts. She made 4 threes. Zam also had 5 rebounds and 2 steals. 10 points and 11 rebounds. Great performance. Double-double for Lauren Taylor tonight. Olivia Lewis scores 7 points, 4 shot blocks, 8 rebounds. Carly Machenbacher, outstanding defense for her tonight. She also scores 8 points, grabs 8 rebounds, Carly does. Getting in on the scoring mix, Jayla Burgess, 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 shot blocks for Jayla. 5 points scored for Haley Janssens to go with her 3 rebounds and 3 assists. 5 points for Asia Himer. 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 blocks for Madison Cass. And Macaulay Gregory scores 1 point and gets 1 assist to go with 2 steals. For Cameron, it was a really strong performance by Stephanie Peterson. She finishes the game with 24 points on 10 of 18 shooting. Peterson also led the team in rebounding with 7 rebounds and 2 steals. Megan Hedge, slow start in the first half, but she picked up in the second half, finishes the game with 13 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. 6 points scored for Carly Miller, 7 points for Cassie Borer, also 2 rebounds for Borer. Carly Miller scores 6 points, Whitney Uton with 5 points, and 2 points apiece for Logan Collier and Lakaya Leslie. Lady Buffs again win for a 5th straight time. The overall record 17-9, 10 wins, and just 2 losses in Lone Star Conference play. We've got another one coming up for you. We'll take a break, and we'll come back and have the West Texas A&M men's game for you. I want to thank the Thunder Vision production team, Director Jamie Abbott, camera operators Jordan Condi, Jacob Johnson, and Daniel Kalunga. Thanks so much for watching Lady Buff basketball. WT wins by the final of 75-65.